Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. It's been a busy couple of weeks for myself, Tom, and my co-host Shane. We almost forgot that football existed. We've been doing a couple of interviews with professional boxers. So if you like your boxing, make sure you check out the other videos on the channel. We've had a bloke on called Jack Hughes. He's fighting in London next month. He's actually headlining at York Hall, Bethnal Green. And last night we had Tommy Jacobs on that told us an incredible story. Literally told us everything, and it was a massive insight. And he's massively changed his life around. So yeah, if you like your boxing, go and check out the other videos. But it is quite refreshing today. Just me and you, Shane, talking about the football. All the predictions I predicted were probably wrong, but here we are again on a Monday night, ready to go.
Nice to be here again, Tom. Yeah, you can't agree with you more. It's been a good couple of weeks. I know we've been off the football because of the international break and everything, but like you said, we're lucky because we've got the boxers that will come in and have a chat with us. So yeah, great insight into the couple of boxers that we've already spoken to. So looking forward to the other ones that we got on the horizon. There's a fair few more that will be coming on soon, and obviously we'll let everyone know about those when they're available. But I suppose we should just get back to what started it with the football, really, shouldn't we? So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll let you lead the charge of this one, mate.
Yeah, so big week of football just gone. We had, if you start off with the Watford-Liverpool game, Watford got pretty much battered, didn't they, by Liverpool? I think, yeah, Liverpool are firing on all cylinders at the minute. I think Bobby Firmino, he got his 3 goals. I think Mane got a goal. Salah got another goal as well. Watford just, either they weren't there, they didn't turn up, or just Liverpool just too strong for them. I think it was one of those, to be honest. But you went for a 3-0 on that one. I went for a 2-1. So we both picked up a point on that one. But yeah, Liverpool, they played well. Do you mean one of those?
I think, yeah, Liverpool, they look so fluent at the moment. I think, last season they weren't quite at it, due to a number of reasons, injuries and so on. We all know it is well documented. But I think this year they look incredibly strong. Mo Salah, for me at the moment, the best player in the world. He scored basically an identical goal yesterday to the one he scored a couple of weeks ago. Just the way he goes in and out of players, his ability on the ball, his passing as well. So that assist for the first goal was insane. The outside of the foot, brilliant. But yeah, I think it just goes to show the levels in the Premiership. Liverpool, for me, look like they'll be right up there at the end of the season, and I think Watford will go straight back down, unfortunately. But yeah, no, good game if you're a Liverpool fan. Banged in a few goals, and Watford never looked at the races.
Yeah, back in the day though, I'm surprised it's not happening. Back in the day, you would have had old centre halves who would have just went in on Salah. They would have given him a dead leg early doors. And I think we've just been a bit nicer with some of these players at the minute. They're getting, to me, they're getting away with too much. You've seen what they've done last week. You would have thought someone would have went in, going hard on him and sort of like put him out of the game. But he's just quality, and he's a good professional. Even if you give that to him, he'll probably still like ride it and sort of you do that to him, he'll probably get a hat-trick against you just for pissing him off.
Well, that's it. Well, the thing is, mate, not everyone is, as physical as yourself, being quite an alpha male. But I think the problem is, mate, you can't get near the bloke.
Yeah, that is an issue. Yeah, he's just tidy and he's just like quality. He's a quality little player. You can't knock him. But we get. Let's move on from Liverpool because I don't love them immensely. But let's move on from them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Let's crack on.
You got the Black Country Derby, and that was Wolves Villa. You went for a 2-0 Villa win. I went for a 1-1 draw. Neither of us got that right. Wolves ended up running out winners on that one. That wasn't a too bad game. What's we call it? Ings got an early goal, got a header. McGinn got a nice shot from outside the box, bit of a deflection, 2 up for Villa. You think, yeah, coasting. That's football. It's the Premiership. Do you mean you let one goal back in against you, go 2-1, all of a sudden it's nerves, 2-2, and then Wolves got a late goal. I think it might have been Neves got a free kick, deflected, awful deflection. But part and parcel of football in the Premiership. The Wolves boy loved it. Villa obviously was like distraught and on the floor.
Yeah, no, I feel like, with our predictions, we try every week to predict the games the following week, but I think it just goes to show you at the moment, on the day, anyone can beat anyone. Villa was starting. I felt like Villa was starting to build up a little bit more momentum. Wolves are sort of like, having a slow start to the season, not managing to score many. They're going banging free. But yeah, no, it was a great game for the neutral.
Yeah, then obviously it's amazing. Like 2 weeks ago and a week prior to that, I'm saying Leicester City, they've gone on a bit of a gradual decline from last season. They was in the Champions League spot. They started slipping. They followed it into this season. Partway through, a couple of weeks ago, I'm thinking, well, Brendan Rodgers will be lucky if he don't turn some results around. All of a sudden, he stops the Man U record from away from home from winning, and 4-2. And to be honest, there were some stunning goals in that game as well. It weren't like they were shabby goals. I know this is probably hard for you to listen to and take on board being a Man U fan. And that's if people don't realise Tomo's a Man U fan, but it was a good game for the neutral. Obviously for the likes of yourself, it probably wasn't that palatable to watch, but good goals. And like we just said, it's like 1 minute you can't really sort of like count anyone out. A couple of bad games in the Premiership doesn't really mean anything these days, because you can then go on a bounce, run 2, 3, 4 games in a row, and you're back up there. So it was a bit like that for Leicester and Vardy, but I'm sure you got your spin on it as to what went wrong.
Do you know what? At the moment, being a United fan is so frustrating. At the beginning of the season, we're all absolutely buzzing. Ronaldo's back. We signed Sancho, Varane. On paper, we look like a decent team that that can probably have a go this year. But over the last few weeks, losing to young boys in Europe, we didn't deserve to beat Villarreal. We were lucky. Lost a couple of Premiership games now as well. And I was watching it, and we just look so vulnerable every time. The opposition put something together, set pieces. We look dangerous on the break. Teams breaking on us. I mean, Maguire, what was he doing? He looked half asleep. He lost the ball, and he just get back and win it. No, I don't know, but on paper, we look like we look like a great side, but something's clearly missing. I don't like to see managers lose their job, but I am starting to feel like, is Ollie the right man? Has he taken them to where he can? Look at his sort of pedigree. Cardiff and a team in, was it Norway or
Moldy?
Yeah, that's it. He's not got a great pedigree, but I just feel like it's sort of now or never, because we got Ronaldo in not to win trophies in 2 seasons time. It's now, Pogba, Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane, all the other players that we've got. It just frustrates me because everyone else won at the weekend. Chelsea won, Liverpool won, and City won, and we lost. And I just feel like each season that goes on, the points are more important, and that could be a big 3 points. But credit to Leicester, they kept plugging away. Vardy scored a good goals in that game. The first one from us to sort of score a brilliant goal, fantastic. And I just thought, do you know what? Get off to a good start, 3 points, get back on track. But even when we are winning at the moment, it always feels like we're not going to go on a run. We're always just that one game away from losing. But it is what it is. It's just frustrating at the moment, being a United fan. It really is.
Is it too many stars? Is it that? Do you know what I mean? Like, when you get too many stars in there, can you manage them? Can Ollie manage them? Can he actually fit them all in a team? Like when you've got McKinney, the Tom, the Scottish boy, you got Fred, you got Matic. It's almost like he's putting all the stars in there, but it's almost relying on individuals to perform, to pull something out of the bag, rather than that teamwork thing, which he had prior to sort of.
It does feel like, it does feel like ego sort of City, but I don't know. That's why you've got to question: is he the right man? You look at Lampard. at Chelsea, like Ollie, a club legend. He goes in there, he does what he can. They get rid of him. People are up in arms, bit controversial. However, they get Thomas Tuchel in, and they win the Champions League. I'm not saying that's what we would do if we got someone else in. Not first of all, who we're going to get him, but I just think with the players we've got at the moment, we need to be more consistent, and we need to be harder to beat, because if we defend like that going forward, we're not winning nothing this year.
Yeah, but I think like
let's move on to the next one.
All right, then let's go into the next one. You're obviously the next door neighbours for you, like the Man City. Then, so they've obviously they played Burnley 1-2-0. Quite an easy game for them. They wasn't sort of like firing on all cylinders. I think Pope did quite well for Burnley. He kept Man City out quite a bit. De Bruyne obviously popped up with the second one to make it 2-0. Can't remember who put the first one in the back of the net, but you went for a 3-0 Man City win. I went for a 2-0, so I got that one in the bag. So that was a little 2-pointer there. But yeah, Man City are they are what they are, aren't they? The thing with them, they have got the players. They've got like the quality in their team, and I think what we're touching on is about being able to manage those players. And I saw something with Gary Neville earlier on today, actually, sort of like just questioning the ability of maybe Ollie to sort of manage a group of players like that. When you get a group, to actually be able to get them to perform. You've got Pep in the blue side of Manchester, and he manages to do it. Then he's got something about him. But maybe what he's got the pedigree. Maybe they're willing to buy into him a bit more, or respect him a bit more. I'm not saying that no one respects Ollie, but like you're saying, where you come from, players look at you, they look who you played for, who you managed, and you just wonder if it is a bit like that. But yeah, Man City are just on they're consistent, and at the end of the day, they're going to be up there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You look at Pep. Won trophies, Barca, Bayern Munich, arguably, one of the best managers in the world at the minute. See, I think it was, everything people expected. They expected City to beat Burnley, probably just by how many. Burnley a tough team to break down at times, but I think with the quality of what City have got, it was always going to be 3 points to them. But yeah, I just feel like as well they're going to get stronger as the season goes on. Last year they didn't start particularly well, but they've got the ability to go on a fantastic run. So yeah, 3 points, easy day at the office for them, really.
Yeah, easy one. Next one then was Norwich Brighton. Ever since we started, now we're waiting for Norwich to get a win. And you went for you called it right though. You went for a 0-0. I was being optimistic. I thought there'd be goals in it. I thought Brighton would win 2-0, but actually it was a 0-0 draw. It's not much to talk about when it's a 0-0. It's not really exciting, but what it was, 0-0. We'll move on. We'll leave that. I think
the best thing about that game is that I got a prediction right. Let's go with that.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll say that was a good result for yourself. We got Southampton Leeds. Southampton run out of that 1-0 winners. You went for a 2-2. I went for a 2-1, so I'll take a point for that one. Another point in the bag. Leeds are sort of you got to think about Leeds at the minute. We know what they are. We know their press. We know they're physical. They probably run more miles than anyone else in the Premiership. But I think what they need to do is they need to add a bit up top. They've got Bamford, they've got Rafiana, but I think what they haven't done is they haven't brought someone in to sort of like take and progress from last season. I don't think they're going to do any better than what they did last season, because they didn't recruit well enough to do better than what they did last season. So with Southampton, he's got them sort of playing a particular game. They will grind out results. They will pick up results against teams like, these games against Leeds. They'll probably pick up points against people like Brighton, Norwich, Burnley. They go and they get them points. So that's what Southampton are all about, I think. But Southampton for you.
Yeah, I think you summed it up quite well. We all know what Leeds are about. They play that sort of one brand of football, if you like, attacking football, always looking to go forward. And I think that's why sometimes, they beat teams 3-1, 4-1, but then they often, will lose a game as well, because, they can get picked off. People know they're not going to, play a different way. But yeah, no, credit to Southampton, 1-0 result. And, they haven't had the best start. So I'm sure they'll be pleased with that and looking to carry on and put some consistent performances in.
Yeah, definitely. After that one, Brentford Chelsea. I was just so up for Brentford, sort of like turning over the Chelsea boys, but Chelsea got it 1-0. I went for a 2-2. You went for a 2-1 Brentford win. To be honest, Brentford, they played really well. I was going to pick up on something later on in relation to that game with one of the picks of the week, but Brentford, do you mean they didn't let themselves down? They sort of like they was as strong as Chelsea, and I don't really think Chelsea thought they was going to get as hard a game as what they got. They probably sort of in the dressing rooms, they're probably like Tuchel's probably said, look, it's going to be a hard game, sort of like battle with your opponents, make sure you win your battles. Brentford, that's what they do anyway. And saying it, but going on the pitch is a different matter. And I think when Brentford had gone on there, Chelsea have then realised it is like this. This is what it's like. It is an hard game. And Brentford were all over them. If it weren't for a particular goalkeeper at Chelsea, I think that Brentford would have got the win. But they can't be disheartened. I mean, they would have come out of that game probably feeling as high as if they had won it. It's a weird thing to say. They didn't get the points, but the performance, and when they look back at the game and they see how they performed, it means that they've got to be more than happy with that one.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes, you hear players and managers talking about taking a positive from a loss, and sometimes, it's just something they say. However, I think that's a prime example. They got beat 1-0. However, they were unlucky. We spoke about it before we came on. Chelsea's goalie had an absolute blinder. But, Brentford are going from strength to strength. I listened to their manager talking before the game. He was quite clear in what he was saying. They're not there just to make up the numbers. They're going there to beat Chelsea. And look, they've taken points off of Liverpool. They beat Arsenal, wasn't it? Was it first game of the season they beat Arsenal? Not that that's a great accomplishment at the minute. But yeah, no, they're going from strength to strength. And I think everyone wants to see Brentford do well.
Yeah, and if you imagine, if you like to take on board who they've already played, things are should be getting easier for them, to be honest. 3-3 with Liverpool. Do you mean the hard game's going to start running out from them? Then they should be looking to really build on what they've done. But you just wonder, looking at it that way, for the big teams, they're up for it. You just got to hope that they do the same when they go to Brighton, when they go to Norwich, when they go to Burnley. Because it would be a shame if all the hard work they put in against the top boys, that they sort of let themselves down. But I don't think, I think the way he's got them set up, then their mentality, I think I can't see that really happening. So yeah, I think they continue to push on. Next game was the Everton West Ham game. West Ham won that one in the end. I think it was the centre half who scored for West Ham. 1-0 in the end to West Ham over Everton. You went for a 2-2. I went for a 3-1 Everton win. I was sure that Everton were going to pick something up at that game. I thought they could do something at home, but West Ham are just still proving that they're still playing as a unit. They're still solid. They've still got like a structure and a formation, and they are hard to beat, and they're grinding out results, which again is not a great thing for a Spurs fan to say, but they are. They're doing what they've got to do, and Moyes has got to take some credit for that at the end of the day, because he has got them playing and believing in themselves. There would have been times where West Ham would have gone to particular games and thought to himself, if we pick up a point from this, or we go and probably not expecting to get a result, but I think wherever they're going at the minute, they're thinking they're just as good as the next team, and if they can sort of match them for the challenges on the field, then the likelihood is that they've got the strikers up front to go and get a goal. So yeah, West Ham are doing all right, to be honest.
Yeah, David Moyes, for me, he's made them a team that are difficult to beat. He's had a good window, and against his former club as well, where it all really started for David Moyes, where he sort of built up his reputation. We all know what happened when he left to go to United, and then obviously things didn't work out. But I feel like now he's really starting to sort of show his worth, if you like, because it's his second time at West Ham. they're a difficult side to beat. And one thing when I think of West Ham now, I just think of consistency. A couple of seasons ago, you never knew what would really happen, but now they're going to go out there, going to be a difficult team to beat. They're going to create chances, and they score goals as well. And under David Moyes, they're going from strength to strength.
Yeah, definitely. So then we've obviously got the big game up at St James's Park. It's not the real St James's Park, because the real St James's Park is Exeter City, but the St James's Park, Newcastle. Obviously, they're up there, taken over by the Saudi boys. Massive atmosphere at the beginning of the game. I think everyone's they was all riding on a wave of glory. The glory days are on their way. They're going to win the Champions League. Probably going to win the Premier League in about 7 years, 10 years. They'll have Mbappe, Haaland. They will be playing from at some point. I think it's on the cards, but we're in the present. It's not the future at the present. So while we're here, Tottenham have gone there. They've turned up. Newcastle scored an early goal, good goal. Broke down the Spurs left-hand side. Son didn't track back. Reglan was caught with a 2-on-1. Ball got put in the middle, and Callum Wilson got in there early, got a first goal, maybe in the first 2 or 3 minutes. Newcastle crowd and everything was loving it. The Saudi prince all clapping, and they thought they was onto a winner. And then obviously things turned around. We done quite well. The surprising thing out of it, and I was sort of, I wasn't having a pop at Ndombele, but I was questioning his engine like a couple of weeks ago. And 2 weeks ago, he wasn't. He was sort of running around the middle of the park. He was getting the ball. If he did a 40-yard run, he didn't want the ball for another 6 minutes until he got the second wind. But against Newcastle, he was on there for the 90 minutes. I think he got player of the match. He was up and down the park, put in a really good, solid shift. And I think if he can do that be consistent, then things will look up. Obviously, Harry Kane got his first goal of the season, so that was quite a good thing for Harry. He then set Son up, or Ndombele got the first goal, Harry Kane got the second, and then Kane set Son up for the third. So yeah, that was a good 3-1, 3-2 in the end, because Dyer gave a free kick away in about the 84th minute, and from the free kick he gave away, he scored the own goal as well. So that made it a little bit sort of angsty, but we saw it out, and a good 3 points really. So yeah, different. It's funny, isn't it? One weekend you're on top of the world, next weekend you have a bad result, all things are a bit gloomy, and this week we're smiling. We're joint fourth for something in the league, maybe 2 or 3 points off the top. So yeah, we can't complain. It's all right.
No, that's right. You had a couple of bad results, but you seem to have got back on track. Kane scored as well, and we all know when Kane scores, he normally goes on and gets a few. But yeah, no, it wasn't quite the fairy tale sort of not ending, but a start to Newcastle's sort of takeover. I thought that writing was on the wall. I thought they would do you, because everything that was going on, it was almost just like it was meant to be. They got the early goal as well. I thought, okay, yeah, they're going to do Tottenham. But then, fair play to Tottenham. They dug in. The first goal of Tottenham scored brilliant. Kane's goal was good. It got ruled off, didn't it? I think they went VAR. Yeah. Then they overturned it. But again, as we've seen for so many years now, just the link-up play between Son and Kane is brilliant. And an assist for Kane. Son, probably the easiest goal he scored of the season. But yeah, no, weren't quite Newcastle's day. But for yourself, being a Tottenham fan and all the other Tottenham fans out there, you're starting to look a little bit better, playing a little bit, quicker football, a bit smarter. And I imagine as well for Kane, all the hoo-ha about potentially going to City. You'd like to think now that that's probably out of his head. He's completely now focused, at Tottenham and banging in goals for you.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. That'd be a result if that's how it is. Well, we're seeing January. As soon as January comes, isn't it? Which means everyone's going to start piping up about is someone going or not. So we'll see what happens then. But yeah,
Newcastle probably offering 200 million, 500 grand a week with all their money.
I'll take it, to be honest. But yeah, so that's it for the football. Obviously, the Arsenal Palace game. You went for a a 3-2 Arsenal win. I've gone for a 2-2. I don't quite know what the result is at the minute, but we'll no doubt pick that one up next week.
Just quickly as well, before we move on, I think we predicted the football results for international. I think yes. I went 4-0 England against, was it Andorra?
Yeah.
I think it was 5-0, so not far off.
Not far off. You got that one. I went for a 7-1. To England, yeah, so not that far off. Then we went for the England-Hungary. I think you went for a 3-0 Hungary. England against Hungary 3-0.
Yeah.
And I went for a 2-1.
We're both wrong.
Still got 1-0. 1-0.
It was 1-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 1-0.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah. But no, mate. Yeah, no, nice to again catch up with some football. You know, we've been busy talking about boxing, so yeah, no, nice to get on here and have a chat about the football, mate. Yeah,
definitely. And then obviously, what we normally do is we have the 3 picks, don't we? Sort of like 3 sort of moments from out the week. So do you want to go first with that?
Yeah, no, of course. So I changed it. We spoke earlier before we started filming, but I've changed it. So my first pick has got to be Mo Salah at the moment. For me, the best player in the world. I think he's the closest thing to Messi that we've ever had in the Premiership. Just the way he goes in and out of people, he's just incredible. He's got such a low sort of low centre of gravity. You know, just the way he goes in and out. His passing, his goals. He's bang on it at the minute. He just looks brilliant. He looks like every time he goes forward, he's going to score, and just his composure on the ball. Yeah, for me, I can't think at the moment of any other player that's playing better than him in the Premiership as well. You think of De Bruyne, like the best players that come to your mind, De Bruyne, Ronaldo. But yeah, for me, best player in the world at the minute, doing the business for Liverpool. My second pick was his assist for the first goal.
Yeah.
Outside, just beautiful. If you've not seen it, you need to get yourself on YouTube or wherever. Just go and watch that assist. It was just brilliant. It was just amazing. So that's my second pick. And my third pick is Steve Bruce. It was his 1,000th game in charge. Not at Newcastle, but in all, didn't go quite to plan. Again, as we just touched upon, against Tottenham at the weekend. But I think for anyone to be a manager and have 1,000 games under the belt is some achievement. He's not your Alex Ferguson, he's not Pep, he's not Arsene Wenger, he's not won loads of trophies, but to be in that sort of job with the stresses that it brings, sometimes you look at him in the press conference, why are you doing it? He's obviously clearly financially very well off and he doesn't need to do it. Obviously it's just a love of the game. And managing Newcastle as well, with the budget he didn't have, and the fans are incredibly passionate, and they want to be higher than they are, understandably. Everyone does, but yeah, 1,000 games for him, I think is a pretty good achievement. So yeah, they are my 3: Salah's goal, and Brucey boy.
Yeah, Salah, that's a big shout. That's a big shout comparison to Messi. I'm waiting to see the comments on that one as when this one finishes.
The closest thing, mate. He'd walk into any team in a moment in the world. The way he just makes defenders look like schoolboys, and his finishing is brilliant. But yeah, no, quality, mate. And as much as it pains me to say, being a United fan, but give credit where credit's due. Yeah,
he's definitely got the ability, and Steve Bruce, the goal, the outside of the foot pass from Salah, I'll give you that one as well. It was a quality ball, and the way it just went on. Mane didn't even have to break stride. He just placed it with his running foot. There was no break in movement. There's no stopping in that whole movement.
It's just so fluent at the moment, isn't it? It's so elegant, and it just looks so easy for him to create chances.
Yeah, and Bruce, like you say, Bruce just looks like he's had 1,000. He looks like he's managed 1,000 games, to be honest. Yeah, he does look it. I'll go with my 3 picks. I was going to go with Mendy, the Chelsea keeper, because he played an absolute blinder in that game. I don't know. I lost count of how many decent goal-stopping saves he actually made. Not sort of like, just minor shots. point blank shots he was saving with his face, with his shoulders. It was just everywhere. And if it wasn't for him, Chelsea wouldn't have got that win for sure. Do you mean at the end of the season, if they win it by a point or 3 points, you can look back at that game and think that was as much earning a win as what it is Werner scoring a goal or Lukaku. Do you mean? Because it's the boys up front that always get the glory after the time. But if you think about sometimes the saves that these keepers make and the points that they actually earn, I was just going to give a shout out to Mendy. The second one was Reguilón in the Newcastle game. Obviously, for just noticing the incident in the crowd where the Newcastle fans had an heart attack, and like he was bang on the referee. Look, do you mean explaining, pointing, showing what was going on? It's quick thinking on behalf of him. He's then obviously got Dyer to sort of run over, get the physio. Physio could have run a bit faster, to be honest. He was sort of like having a jog, but the whole sort of football stopping, looking, do you mean life is much more serious, and there was no other consideration about anything. So hats off to Reguilón for that. And then my third point or third pick was just the Saudi takeover, really. Obviously, it was something that was potentially going to happen previously. I think it got stopped or declined because there was an issue with some broadcasting company to do with Saudi and potentially showing sort of Premiership games, which they didn't have the right to do. The Saudis were quite happy letting them do or something. That obviously got all sorted out. Ashley's managed to get the money off the Saudis. The Saudis are now in. A lot of the big clubs obviously a bit frightened, a bit worried about the money and the clout that the Saudis are going to bring into the game. They're probably only looking out for themselves, really. No doubt if the Saudis gone into to Arsenal, Spurs, Brentford, Brighton, we would have all probably looked at the money and took it straight away. There's obviously big sort of concerns about what goes on in Saudi, the humanitarian rights, the way they treat women. There's lots of things that don't bode too well with what's going on out there. But again, it's happened now. They are here. We can't kick them out all of a sudden. And I just think I look at all of the young players. I'm looking at the likes of Mbappe. I'm looking at the likes of Ireland. Mbappe in Ireland, they're going to get contracts pretty much this year, maybe at another club for 4 or 5 year contract. But they'll be ready, age 27, 28, to slip into a Newcastle team at that point, 5 years down the road. And you can see it happening. So I think that was my other pick, really, because it's a big thing, and it is going to cause waves in the Premiership, and it will eventually cause waves sort of at the European sort of table as well.
Yeah, I just feel like, how sustainable is all this, with all the money coming into football. There's enough as it is. I think you said earlier they've got 10 times as much as the City owners, which is, basically, skips for the money. And I think, it's all well and good. Other big clubs having a bit of a moan about it, but they weren't worried when they was going to do that Super League earlier on in the year, were they, about all the other clubs?
Exactly.
So all of a sudden, there's another a big boy around the table that's got plenty of dough to spend. Of course, they're going to be worried, but let's face it, whoever's got the most money really wins the league. It's been like that for a long time. And I completely understand what you're saying about the moral standpoint. You look at we love our boxing. You look at the Fury Joshua fight. Two fighters in their prime that want to get it on. It should be in this country, but again, they're going to fight in Saudi Arabia because these people have got buckets of money, and they're paid top dollar for it. So, but again, I saw lots of questions about that. Is it right for them to do it over there? But don't want to get too much into that because it takes away from the football. But how sustainable is it with all this money coming into the game? We're yet to find out, but obviously for the Newcastle fans, they must be absolutely loving it. I know they lost at the weekend, but I'll be very interested to see what happens in the next couple of transfer windows.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the picks, the free picks, the roundup. So that's all of that lot. And then we've obviously got our predictions for next week. Some big games next week. You've got Arsenal, Villa, Arsenal at home. What are we going with that one?
Do you know what? Villa are all over the place. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa.
I'm going to stick my neck on a line and go 2-1 Villa.
Yeah, right then. I'll go 2-2 draw on that one. Then you've got Chelsea, Norwich. Well, Norwich still ain't going to get a win, are they?
Mate, no, they still haven't got no points, have they? I don't think. Have they got 1 point?
They've got a couple of draws.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Chelsea, I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea. I'm going to bang in a few goals against Norwich.
Yeah, let's go 2-0. Then you've got the Palace Newcastle game. Palace at home.
2-2.
2-2. I'll get Palace to get a result in that 2-1. Everton Watford. Everton at home.
Oh, yeah, 2-0 Everton.
Going for a 1-1 on that one. Leeds Wolves. Leeds at home.
Again, these are so hard to predict. You just don't know. Go 1-0.
Yeah, I've gone for a 3-2 Leeds. Southampton Burnley. Southampton at home. Close one this, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's got like draw written all over it, I think. I'm going to go 2-2 again. Yeah,
I'm going for a 1-0. I fancy I might get a soccer six out of these predictions next weekend if I'm lucky. Brighton, Man City. Brighton at home.
City 3-1.
Well, you reckon? Do you know what? Brighton have normally got Man City's number. I think they've got a way about Brighton against Man City, and I'm going to go Brighton 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, and then go Brentford Leicester. Brentford at home.
That'd be a good game actually. That's the thing though. Leicester, beat us 4-2, and they'll probably go and get beat. I'm going. I like a 2-2 tonight. I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah, I've gone 3-2 Brentford.
Brentford, okay.
This might be a top four decider. This one, West Ham Spurs.
That'd be a good game.
At West Ham.
At West Ham. Do you know what? I really don't know. West Ham, Tottenham. So, do you know what? I think I just fancy you for some reason in that game. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham.
Yeah, I've gone for a 3-1 Spurs in that one. Oh, do you know who it is next?
United.
Yeah, and you got the new Messi. You're up against Liverpool, weren't you?
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. I've got to obviously back United. It's going to be a tough game the way they're playing at the minute and the way we look so vulnerable at the back. But go 3-1. No, I'll go 2-1 United.
2-1 United.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-5 Liverpool.
5-2 Liverpool?
Yeah. I reckon you get 2 goals and then I'm going to get Liverpool to get 5.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you meant.
I've got a feeling about it. Like you said, you've almost convinced me what Salah's going to do. I've almost gone down for hat-trick already.
Yeah, they're not going to score 5.
I don't know. Have they done you by 5 before?
We'll see. Not that I can remember, mate. I think it might have been the other way around at some point, but I can't remember many teams scoring 5 against United.
Yeah, and at home as well. I'm being optimistic there. What's that?
I think we done you 4-3. Was that you? I can't remember, but no. We need to get back on track quickly, as I think Ollie will be grabbing his coat, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I say, we said a couple of weeks ago that you got 6 hard games coming up, and this is probably the third of those 6 games. Do you know what I mean? So I think he has got to start picking some points up. It's just just a bit. It's awful, really, isn't it? It's like this is what Premiership football's all about. This is what like managing top teams are all about. They love you 1 minute when you get 4 or 5 in a row. As soon as you get 3, 4 in a bounce and things aren't going your way, all of a sudden, all those people that were, yeah, I think Ollie's all right. Jamini's there. He's building something. Then this is football for you, isn't it? It's a horrible job to be in.
Yeah, it's a
when
result.
You're losing.
Yeah, that's it. You're only as good as your last game. It's a results industry. But to be fair to United, though, they've given him a lot of backing, a lot of support. We look at the money he spent, look at the players he's got in. So you can't grumble if you're him. He's had the support there. But I just think recently, again, after all the hype of the signings that we've made and our performances in Europe, our performances in the league, it's just so inconsistent. We look so vulnerable at the back. Honestly, we really do. And I don't know. I just can't see it improving, really. We used to go on massive runs. This sort of time of the year, we were really strong. Going over the Christmas period, that's the time of year United really sort of kicked on. I know it's not been the same for a long time, but yeah, just on paper, again, we got some great players, but if we can get all those players playing together like Liverpool, they look so fluent, so. They look like they know, where everyone's going to be. Look at the pass from Salah, and we just need a little bit of that going forward and some consistency. And I just hope we do, because I don't want to see him lose his job. But we need to start improving and performing. Yeah,
that's the thing. You get a 4-0 win next weekend, and it'd be all like a different story again, won't it? That's how fickle it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But as much as I will back United against Liverpool, I would, let's all be honest. No one actually favours United going into that game at the moment.
Nah, but anyway, that's all it is. But that's what we like about football. You have these feelings now, and that's what you're thinking. There'll be a majority of the fans out there thinking the same way. But like I say, they turn it around, put in a good performance. Ronaldo gets a couple of goals, they keep Salah quiet, they win. Do you know what I mean? Everything's forgotten. You go on a 2-3 game win, and then Ollie's back at the top again. It's just one of those. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's it. It's unlike boxing that we like. With one of the fighters lose, you've got heavyweights in particular. You've got to wait 5-6 months before they get back in the ring again. But as you just said, with football, yeah, we did lose, but if we go and win the next 3 games, then it looks completely different. Everyone's backing him. The landscape looks better. However, we will see, mate. But it's nice to get on here and have a little chat about football again. It's been a couple of weeks. And yeah, for those people that are new to the channel, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe. We upload every single Monday. Talk about the football. We've had some good guests on over the last couple of weeks as well. A couple of professional boxers. So yeah, go and check those out as well. But yeah, again, good to have you on and have a chat about the football, matey.
Yeah, lovely. It's always a pleasure, Tomo. But yeah, nice to get back on the football. Like you say, we got some more interviews coming up in the pipeline, some more boxers, trainers, and we'll be looking forward to getting those out, putting them out on the channel for everyone to see, and we'll be cracking on some point in the week, no doubt, Tomo.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm trying to work on a couple of other boxers at the moment. I think we've both been quite pleasantly surprised at how willing people are to come on our channel. We're not a massive channel, but we're getting people that want to come on. I think at the moment we've got 4 other professional fighters that want to come on. It's just sort of getting to a point where we can both fit in around their schedules and make it work. But we'll get through them. I've had to stop reaching out to people because we've got a bit of a waiting list at the minute to get through. But no, it's all good. That's what we want. We want to be keeping busy, creating content. And I'm really enjoying it, mate. And always a pleasure. But I will let you crack on. It's late. We've both been at work all day. We was podcasting last night. We're back on it tonight. So we're both committed to the calls. And I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, thanks again, mate. Have a great evening. And I'll get our weird editor now to get this video on YouTube.
I was going to say, yeah, big shout out to Luke, the IT YouTube expert in the background. No one gets to see him, but I mean, if it wasn't for him, the show wouldn't go on. So we've got to give him some props, haven't we?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, to be fair to him, he's I've done various things on YouTube over the years, and he's always been there. But for this channel, you know, he gives up a lot of his spare time. You know, he's also got a full-time job, and it's quite labour intensive as well. You know, he doesn't sit around on his arse all day. So, you know, he does all the editing, he puts it out there, and I can be quite.
And it's got to deal with you face to face.
Well, exactly. Yeah, you get to sit behind the screen, but yeah, I get quite impatient, especially yesterday. Things weren't quite going to plan, and we had a guest waiting for us at a boxing gym to do an interview, and I was like, you know, I don't want to look amateur. I don't really phoning this bloke after getting him on to say I'm really sorry, but you know, I can't do it when he made the special trip to go and do the video in his gym. So yeah, credit to Luke. He's been there from the offset, and I'm sure he enjoys it as much as we do.
Lovely. All right, mate. I'm going to say see you on that note. Pleasure as usual, and let's crack on. Later.
Yeah, top man. Have a good evening, Shane.